guys, welcome back. My timer is about to go off, so I'm going to take these out and I'm just going to very gently get off the rest of that polish off my nails. Now, I know there's a lot of you out there who really don't like soaking your nails in acetone, and I've heard all the arguments, but when I have clients come in and they have, that's interesting, that's never happened before, they have had they're having a manicure and they come in once a month. You know, it's not something that they come in, oh, I know what that's from, it's not something that they come in for every 2 weeks, and the gel polish is only designed to last for 2 weeks, so there's nothing worse than walking around with really badly chipped nail polish. Now, young nails use their protein bond and they just chip the very edge. And what I found, because I did do that at first, but what I found even doing that, it's still really chipped at the cuticles and at the sidewalls, and you know, it looked horrible. So I still preferred and still stand by priming the whole nail, because they can go, as you've seen, I've had it on for a month and these are my nails. There is no gel overlay, there's nothing on these nails whatsoever, just a base coat and polish. You all saw the video. So to be able to go a full month, and you know, I soak their hands off before their nails before I do the manicure, and then you know, you've all seen in previous stuff, I think it was Miss Wendy, I did a full manicure on, so you've all know I use a mud pack and I have paraffin wax and all of that good stuff. So I am putting a lot of moisture back into the skin, but there's a little bit there and I will go over with a buffer. And this, there's a video that is going up on this nail, that red underneath, I was filling up ink and I got some down the side, and that's ink that I've stained it, but the polish is all but off, so I would then just go over with my block buffer very gently. Yeah, all that pink ink is now off my nail, but it's under my nail, which I didn't know I'd done. It makes my clients really, really happy that they can walk around, and yeah, the regrowth isn't pretty, but it means they can live their normal lives. They don't have to worry about their nails. And nails are a luxury. Having your nails done is a very big luxury. Not everyone can afford to constantly go and pay someone to do their nails. So if I've experimenting the way I have, if I can make sure that my girls can go, if they want to, between manicures on their natural nails up to a month by something as simple as just priming the whole nail, and the NSI gel polish seems to really adhere then to the natural nail, then why wouldn't I do it? I've had the arguments, oh, but they can come back in the 2 weeks to have their nails repolished, but they don't. And in all honesty, why would you? So I will just quickly dust this hand off, and again, that's not staining, it is ink that I've got, and you will see that under that now. But I haven't even put any moisture. I did not put a barrier on my hands with that soaking. Okay, so they're my natural nails. The gel polish is all off. I've not taken any nail surface off. What I will do is reshape them. Like so, before I'm not going to shorten them, but I will just shape, make sure that they're nice and growing out well, because at this stage I'm not quite sure whether I want to keep my natural nails and use my hand, or whether I'm going to do something. So I like to quickly just buff over the surface of the nail plate just to close up the small scratches from the block buffer. But the natural shine off my nails is gone. Okay, so then I would get my cuticle remover. And there's a difference between cuticle cream and cuticle remover. Vanish from NSI actually dissolves the dead skin on the nail plate. So you don't have to do a lot of forceful pushing. I'll come back to that now. Do like to leave it sit there for a little bit. About 30 seconds before I get into it, but that's why I spend the money, because the dissolve from NSI, or sorry, the vanish from NSI, it's not cheap. It does go a long way, but it really does just do that. And I know that you can buy NSI on eBay. And you don't have to be a registered nail tech to buy it on eBay. So if you put in the vanish, okay, and you can get your hands on it, awesome. But it does, and it is designed to dissolve the cuticle that's on the nail plate. Which I find is a lot more helpful than just sitting there scraping constantly with a cuticle pusher or filing or whatever. I fell in love with this product back when I was first a nail technician and saw NSI at one of the beauty shows. Just absolutely loved it, and had not liked I don't like the cuticle softeners. They're a waste of money. You might as well push them back and clip and nip and do that. But the Dissolve, I mean not the Dissolve, the Vanish, sorry, blank spot, really does work. So this is a Nail Pure Plus. This is putting down a protective layer and just evening out my pH and really cleaning up my nail bed surface. And I just put a little bit under because it does remove stains. So I'm just putting a little bit under my nail where I've gotten that ink, and that's from, and I'm not sure whether the video go up before this or it'll go up after this, but that is actually from my Chameleon pens. I had to refill the red one and I wasn't very careful and I got it under my nail. So I've put 2 coats of that on. I will then use a Bond Enhancer. It's a pH balancer. Because of what I'm doing next, I don't really get lifting, and because I don't know that I want to keep it for a long time, I'm not going to put down any nail primer. So I've just got my base coat in my NSI gel polish range, and all I'm going to do is paint all 5 nails. Remember to cap your free edge with this. Now there's 2 ways you can do this, because I might decide to remove this within a few days. Well, it won't be until Monday and today's Wednesday. I'm putting the base coat down first, but normally what I do, and it's something I found, is if you put the nail hardener down before you put the base coat down, the nail hardener is actually really hard to remove off the nail if you do it that way. Whereas putting the base coat down, it will just soak off like normal. So along with my hands in the light, and I've just got it in the UV light. I only have to do it for 30 seconds in the UV, but I like to do it for the full 60. And while that's in the light, I'm just going to, if I can one-handed, open my nail cleanse, my alcohol, and get that ready. And I've just got to get a gel brush to apply my nail hardener, which is that they do call it a base coat, so you can put it on without putting the base coat on first. It's called Endure, and it will set in the the LED light. So just going to shake the polish off of that. So I like to put up to 2 coats of the Endure on, depending on how strong my clients' natural nails are, because I'm blessed with very strong natural nails. I am only going to put one thin coat on. I'm just going to wipe off my brush. Seems a little bit stiffer than normal. And when that happens, like I still find feeling very stiff, what I've done is I've just put some of the alcohol in the top of and soaked it in that, and that seems to have done the trick. The bristles now are a lot softer. So that's my second coat. I'll just check this one because I do want it to be a thin layer. I don't need it to be. I'm only using the tiniest little bit of product. And making sure that I will go back over them all, and I will cap the free edge. And I like to actually, with the Endure, come down and do the side walls on natural nails too, just to make sure that are out over the free edge, that just in case, you know, there's only going to be a split or a little break there, that there's just a little bit of extra protection and hardness there. So like always on all my gel products, I always, no matter what it is, do up the caps and keep them out of the way of my light. Give them a second to settle, and I'll pop it back in the light. There's glitter everywhere. They came up so pretty though, my unicorn poop. I think they came up really, really gorgeous. I'm so happy with the way they've come out. So, it's that way. Can you see behind me? I've had some little kids in here recently. So my door to my cupboard where I store everything is covered in little kids' drawings. And I brought my tiger and my turtle in here that I did. So that's now cured. And then all I'm going to do is just get my NSI top coat. And you don't, technically you shouldn't have to top coat the Endure. But I am, because it's giving me 3 layers basically. That's why I didn't do a second layer of the Endure. I've been known to do up to 4 coats of the Endure. And any more than that, I really start talking my client into, well, let's do a gel overlay because the Endura's not made to do that. So I'm just going to clean up down my pinkies. Oops, that wasn't good. So let that sit for a sec. Make sure I don't have any major gel down my sidewalls. And that's going to go in the Light and Cure for a minute.